What's the most blatant case of favoritism you've ever witnessed? At the end of our senior party that was organized for my school. They had a raffle with a bunch of expensive prizes. Every single parent who helped organize the raffle had a child who won big, and the main organizer had her son win the $2,500 grand prize with the not suspicious speech of. And of course, the winner of the grand prize is Charlie. Yeah, fuck that shit. I walked out with a $5 gift card to an ice cream shop that had already gone out of business. My mom told my brother a very boring family secret, and he told me. I mentioned it to her and she got pissed off and said he shouldn't be telling other people about that. It's just for family. I had to remind her that I am also a member of the family. Had a step-brother who was my same age. He asked my stepmom if he could spend the night at a friend's house and she said yes. I then asked her the same question and she said no. I complained that other kid got to go and said it was unfair, so she grounded me. That was 23 years ago and I'm still bitter. One of my classmates always got better scores on comparable essays in a high school literature class. I suggested it was favoritism, so we decided to write each other's papers to see what happened. Our study found that no matter who wrote the paper, if I turned it in I got a worse grade than if she turned it in. Way back in elementary school, I had 3 classmates, Kim, Kelly, and Christy, whose mothers handled all of our classroom parties. We always had an egg hunt around Easter. The 3 students who found the most eggs won chocolate bunnies. We had about 30 kids in our class, and all of us were to bring in 3 eggs to be hidden. The teacher would pull down the window shades so we couldn't look outside to see where the moms hid the eggs on the playground. Every year, from kindergarten through 6th grade, those 3 classmates always found the most eggs. Up to a dozen each usually. While the rest of us rarely found more than 1 or 2. Some never found any. The girls eventually confessed that their moms told them they would hide piles of eggs behind specific trees near the doors while telling the whole class. The eggs can be anywhere on the playground. One year, a boy found an egg that would have put his total in the running to get a chocolate bunny. He was told it didn't count because the moms didn't remember hiding that one, so the bunny went to Christy. 2 AP math teachers at my school were married to each other and had a daughter who went to the school. They ran the math department. Had each department would name a student for some kind of grant or scholarship. You'll never guess who they chose. My nephew's school had 2 students who won a contest all by themselves. They got a chance to meet the Prime Minister and show their work. But at the last moment, the principal insisted to add his daughter in the team. Growing up, my stepbrother was obviously my stepmother's favorite child. He could get away with anything. I'm fairly certain she's never actually punished him for anything. And he was well aware of this. The most blatant case of this was when the nanny software on his computer caught him searching for porn. So immediately my stepmother goes after me, accusing me of going onto his computer to search for porn. 1. When I was 16, my 13-year-old sister got a brand new cell phone. I never had a phone. And I still didn't at the time. 2. I worked 3 jobs in college just to survive. My parents paid my sister's tuition, rent, and bills. They also got her a brand new car. I spent my college years working and using public transportation. My sister spent hers partying and going on road trips with her brand new car. 3. When I graduated college, I got nothing. My sister got a brand new MacBook, which was stolen a few months later because she left it in her unlocked car. 4. My mother constantly told my sister that she loved her growing up. My mother only said it to me once, in the context of, I love you, but I don't like you. I have plenty more of these stories. And, no, I don't speak with my parents or sister anymore. My brother got everything he ever asked for. Brand new PCs or phones. His driver's license. A new car. You name it and he got it all. Meanwhile I was wearing hand-me-downs. Had an old Nokia 3310. This was about when Apple launched the first iPhone. And had to work after school to afford getting my license, paying for school trips and buying a PC for school. She still to this day denies favoring him. My grandma always yelled to my cousins. But she always pampered me and bragged about me to others. She didn't even try to hide that difference in treatment, and I hate it when that happened. Even the little child me recognized and despised it very much. Obviously my relationship with my cousins isn't good till now. My friend is the middle child. He had to find a job when he was 16 to pay for his car by himself. work full-time through college to pay for it by himself, and had to pay for his new house, and his parents didn't offer any help. In fact, they packed up all his stuff while he was at work and dropped it off in his garage and said good luck. While his siblings did not have to work in high school or college, parents paid for their cars and paid for most of their college. When his older brother got a house, they offered to help pay. My work bosses at my one job in college basically allowed their favorites to steal my ideas and take credit for it, or often yelled at me for others' actions I tried to fix. When I tried to explain myself, they never listened, kept saying it was excuses or just ignored me. Or I'll never forget the time 2 coworkers took all our equipment for the weekend when they were in another state for a convention, leaving me to use the bad camera to film the event I had to work. What did they get? A slap on the wrist. What did I ever get if I fucked up in the tiniest detail? Lots of shit, biased towards against my ideas but always using them, or making me feel like I never mattered when we worked together. Edit. Just wanted to clean up what I wrote. My French teacher would tell the class who she liked and didn't like, and would give the kids she liked extra credit just for being there. In my school, a kid got put into the top class despite his grades being very bad. He was a relative of the school board chairman. Grade 5 spelling test. A friend sitting across our group of 4 desks says something to me. Not even test related. I tell her, "Shish. My test gets taken away and I get a 0. She got to continue her test. So, for a while, my dad decided that he could get more work out of us if he got us to compete to be named his favorite. Basically, the rules he laid out were that if you did something good enough, you were their favorite until someone else did something. And there was some kind of ill-defined benefit to being the favorite that he hadn't decided on yet. Fast forward a bit, and he had fucked up his company website because he was experimenting in the production environment like an idiot. He asked me for help. So I did. He didn't let me touch anything, and insisted I stand there while he fiddled with random controls in Drupal, hoping to stumble across the right one because he's afraid of reading logs. That took a few hours. Then he went to the bathroom and I checked the logs, which led me right to the problem. So I fixed it. It definitely saved him time, probably saved him money, and possibly saved his job. I was named favorite. 10 minutes later, my sister comes in from mowing the lawn and now she's the favorite. It wasn't really a big deal. The only benefit of being the favorite for my brother and I was that he wouldn't insult you for not being the favorite. When I was favorite though, he still made fun of me for being at his beck and call. My sister got things like hugs and pats on the back when she was the favorite, but fewer when she wasn't. Shortly after the website incident, we all decided that the whole thing was stupid and agreed not to do anything special for him in the hopes that he'd forget about the whole thing. Instead, he got angry that we weren't climbing over each other to do him favors. At first, he just lowered the bar for good deeds, so we just stopped doing anything for him at all. He got pissed that we weren't competing. So he announced that my sister was favorite again because I didn't buy him a soda and he wanted me to defend my title. Then he got angry that nobody cared. Then he sat in his chair and grumbled about that for a while. And he's mostly dropped it. Sometimes, he tries to bring it back, but it hasn't worked. So, lessons learned. 1. My sister is, and has always been, the real favorite. 2. If you want people to compete, there needs to be something they all want to compete for. 3. Something about either collusion or collective bargaining, depending on how you want to spin it. In any case, apes together strong. Ninja edit. Split a paragraph because it was long. In the first grade, one had a problem with a certain kid and his friends constantly trying to bully me. One day Kyle, and his 2 best friends surrounded me, pinned me by the arms and drew their fists back to punch me when suddenly the teacher on duty blew her whistle. She then proceeded to scold 3 boys for causing a scene with their violent behavior, and by 3 boys, she meant the 2 friends of the boy, and me, who was on the ground by the other 2. She sent us to the office. We all 3 were forced to sit every break without being able to play for 3 weeks. Even in the office, the other 2 boys were saying I was innocent and that Kyle was guilty. That they all 3 were attacking me. The boys even told the teacher that it was the 3 of them that were about to attack me. Her response was, "No, he was the only one not doing anything." I heard yelling, egging y'all on. Even the boys admitted the only thing I was yelling was, "Please, no, I was totally innocent." Even the principal wasn't hearing it. She actually made me feel worse about it because in her words, "You are the first problem students this school has had since we started that Student of the Month program." First day sitting out from recess, I stared at the ground on the verge of tears. And the teacher forced me to watch the other kids play as a punishment. I deserved To watch other kids have fun. Every day Kyle would run by and throw sand in my face with the teacher less than 5 feet from me, who literally turned her face away as she smirked. Kyle, the boy who never got in trouble, was the son of that teacher's best friend who, by the way, was the local school bus driver who backed into our horse trailer earlier that year and tore it all to hell and tried to take no responsibility for it. She blamed us for her hitting the horse trailer because we put it in her way. Truth of the matter was that she was being lazy. The bus driver before her just went up the road, maybe 400 feet ahead, and circled back around. She would pick me and my sister up, and then put the bus in reverse, backing into a small ditch into our front yard where we parked all the cars and trailer. To make things worse, she never actually looked all that much when she was backing up. She designated a couple kids to be her watcher. I guess they thought it would be funny and not let her know she was about to majorly F up. Edit. The kid has issues. I remember hearing about a time he tried to literally kill his older brother. The family kept a boom box in their bathroom that plugged into the and played music while they were in the shower bath. One day his older brother was taking a bath when Kyle came running in and threw the boom box into the bath. Thankfully it ripped the cord from the back end, so nothing ever came of it. Other incidents besides this happened, but I can't recall the details of what all they were.